Wow, one of those days, huh? What's up, guys? I thought we could talk about tool bags. My first tool bag when I started this handyman business, I didn't start out of this van. I started out of a Prius, and the Prius was used for other stuff, so I had to have something that was big enough to fill up with tools, but I could just take it out. Let's say my wife needed to drive somewhere. She could drive me to the place. I could take this out, and then she could leave, and I could have everything with me. So this first tool bag had to be kind of big and ridiculous. So I got a big and ridiculous tool bag. There's no way this fits up here. So here it is. 1 second. Can you see it from there? So this is the Tough Built XXL, I believe. This is the biggest one they make that's like this. It's got this big open mouth, which I believe is what they call it, a big mouth or wide mouth or something like that. It was perfect for what I needed it for, which was I need a lot of tools, and I might need to drag them from the front of someone's yard to the back of someone's yard. You don't know exactly what you need, so you put everything in there that you're gonna possibly need. I was thinking too small. This quickly went away the moment I got the van. Really, the value point of the bigger tool bag was specifically because I hadn't totally bought into the idea, had my own vehicle that was going to have my own setup in it that I was going to drive off and do. This is also back when I was unloading and loading the vehicle every day before and after work. That was kind of the point of this. But it's awesome. It's got these front this clip system I still use. You'll see it later on one of my vests. Super open. Oh, I needed that. Been looking for you. Such is life. I could probably put every Ryobi tool I have in this and then put just about everything I have in my tool bag. There's a reality where I could work out of this only if I had to. If I really needed to downsize, or if I moved to like a more major city where I don't have access to a full vehicle. I could see toting this around in New York. I used to live in New York, by the way. I'm not pulling that out of my ass. Has a lot of great features. I totally recommend this. I think there's a slightly smaller version that I think makes more sense. There's like a really small, medium, and then the XXL one. This is absurd. It doesn't hurt having all these extra pockets. There's the same kind of pockets on the inside as well. Tool bag 2 is kind of like a combo to this one. It's not really a bag. I kind of got it to be a part of this and a part of this system. And then slowly, again, after I got the van, I used it less and less, or I use it for very specific stuff. So it's not really a tool bag. It's a vest, and we're caught right now. Hold on. This is an Occidental leather. There's leather here, but it's not full leather or anything like that. I liked having my hands free, and I liked the tools being where they were all the time. This kind of caused me to have less trips. Also, a good part too is everything's within reach. I can get to stuff. The thing I use it for to this day is anytime I go up a ladder. If I've got to go pretty far up and away from the vehicle, I do this. I will say this, I did modify this one a little bit to fit these Tough Built clips that I was telling you about. These leather straps on the side, they were like this wide, and I needed them to be this wide so that this would go around it and clip on it. But the big issue with this becoming the daily bag, the stress on the shoulders with this was noticeable pretty quickly. Like within a couple months, I was noticing just pain on my shoulders. You know, sometimes I had maybe too much on this, sometimes I didn't have enough on it. So it's not like there was a certain amount of tools on here and I could have taken more or less off. I just think this is for a very specific scenario, and outside of that scenario, you should take it off. You shouldn't wear it all the time. Another thing too is I did find myself having to take this off a lot because of jobs where I'd have to get under a sink or low to the ground. And I have to take this off and then lay it on the ground, and my tools will be touching or scratching the ground, which kind of caused me to start looking into other stuff. And that's when I found this bad boy. I love this bag. This is one of my favorite things I've purchased in general. It just works. For years and years and years, people have been using bags like this to carry their tools around because of the simplicity of the bag, ease of use, the ease of cleaning. These are just awesome bags. I ended up with using a different one. The reason is I had to make my own hard base insert, and if not, it's all floppy. Now that I have this in there, I can't clean it out as easily. I have to take all this out to clean it out because stuff gets stuck underneath. It's like a garden tool bag, or the women's section of Duluth. I think they still make these. I think they have them in white canvas, green canvas, and maybe blue. And then I ended up using this for like a year before I moved on to basically an upgraded version of the same exact thing, which was what we use now. Just like the other one, I love, love, love this tool bag. I love it. Now this one has a hard base. The tool slots are a little lower. It's not as tall as the other one. Also, it has these, we'll call them rings or loops for carabiners. The handles are a little more robust and long. And because it's a little shorter and the handles are long, you can kind of use this area for other stuff if you need to stick something else in here. So it'll hold it all and you don't have to lift it when you go. You could really fill this up with crap and it gets really gross. I generally try to keep it pretty clean. As I was saying, that's kind of a chore in itself. Another great thing about this that kind of goes along with the vests and why I don't use a backpack is this is just so easy to put down and walk away from and not use, and you only pick it up with the one hand. You want to manage its weight because you don't want to put too much strain on your shoulder and your arms and stuff. And this helps you move around inside of homes where things are a little gross, maybe sometimes. No, I'm not pointing any fingers. Again, we're at year 3, so I don't know, this could change. But nothing else has come close to the efficiency and comfort of use, ease of use. I also prefer like canvas stuff because it can get kind of gross, but you can clean it up pretty easily, or you could just never clean it. That's fine too. I guess an honorable mention is probably the tool bag you've been looking at the whole time. The overalls. When I started, I think I wore sweat shorts and a t-shirt, Birkenstocks or sandals. I do have a pair of boots that I have worn for a while. But for the most part, it was just whatever bag, tote kind of thing I was going to use. That would be where my tools are. And then I just would more or less look like somebody you would see 2 a.m. in a Walmart. That all changed when I started to kind of look at the idea of wearing overalls, being able to toss everything in these little pockets, have a couple tools. This has been a pseudo tool bag. You do any of this kind of stuff long enough, there are going to be probably half to 75% of the jobs you do, they only require 1 or 2 tools because you just know what you're doing or you're comfortable with it. But yeah, those are my tool bags. Those are the bags I recommend. Hopefully that helps. We're a little off-site today. This is my first time shooting, outside in the world, which is a little weird. As always, guys, thanks for all the new subs and stuff. That's super cool. I appreciate that. And your guys' comments are great. Maybe we'll do like a Q&A stream or something at some point if you guys have a bunch of questions. I have a subreddit, just Chris the Handyman subreddit. You can go there and post questions or things for us to look at or consider or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, we're done for today. Let's go home.